Alrighty, y'all. So I am going to the gym. Normally, I don't do this, but we are taking a little bit of a break from the triathlon training. I checked and I have like 23 weeks until I'm supposed to race in Texas. And that's a long time just to do a whole lot of triathlon training. So we're going to pump the brakes a little bit. We're going to focus a little more on lifting. Since every time I run, I have like hip, knee, ankle problems. As long as I'm constantly getting blisters, even if after I change shoes, I change socks. So I'm like, well, maybe one, I need to lift a little more because obviously something's not balanced in my lower body. And two, maybe I need to get a little bit more of this weight off. Excuse me. Because I still have a little bit of my baby weight on. So we're going to take 8 weeks. We're going to work on lifting, get a little bit more muscle, more strength, and see if maybe that helps. Because swimming and biking is fine. It's just the running part's not what you call doing real great. So I'm still going to bike and run because my mom is trying to run a 5K and I at least have to do enough to keep up with her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do at least them to maybe swim every once in a while, but I'm not necessarily too concerned about the swimming part. So we're just going to do that like 2 times a week and then lift 5 times a week for the next like 8 weeks. And then hopefully that helps. But yes, we're going to go do some lifting, do good proper form because I know sometimes if I try to lift heavy, I don't necessarily get that proper form. So we're going to go do that. We're going to focus on that. And we're going to get a little bit of sweat in. So when I first get to the gym, I do a 5-minute warm-up, usually on the Stepmaster. And then I get into my actual warm-up where I do kicks. And then I'm going to do knee hugs. I do legs out, down the middle, dig deep, to get that stand tall, no fear, no mercy. This is the grind, this is the moment. Show us what you're made of. Legs spread out, go back and forth. And actually just recently incorporated this, so hip walks. This I do 10 on this one, but I've actually extended it to 15 activation. So to have better hip movement, I do my squats and leg press, and then every once in a while I do foam roll, just to try to keep my muscles as relaxed as possible to get ready for a very heavy lift. So for this first exercise, I always do 2 to 3 sets, warm-up sets, to make sure I'm getting my technique right before getting into my heavy sets. But normally you should do a barbell back squat, but unfortunately, because my back ends up taking over a lot more, I ended up using this squat assisted machine, and it works wonders for my squat. I've been able to squat a lot more than probably what I could in the barbell back squat, for that matter. Next is the Romanian deadlift. Now, I saw somebody turn around the next day and use this machine, so after this day I ended up turning around and using the machine, but I'm really glad that the gym recently got this, because it's a lot easier than trying to use a barbell machine and rack it all up and stuff, and it's kind of a cool thing to use as well. But this is a little bit more, I use more reps and not as much weight necessarily. Next is the walking lunges. Now, I really have to watch that my hips don't drop, especially when my left leg goes out, because if my hip drops, then my hip ends up taking over, and my muscles don't actually contract and do the movement itself. So I don't really use any weight with this, just to make sure my technique is a-okay. Now, I don't do any working sets with this, especially because I am not actually using weight. So yeah, it's pretty short and sweet. I probably midway through my 8 weeks, I will probably end up actually adding some weight with this, just as long as my technique is a-okay. And then we get into the leg press. Now, I do like 2 to 3 sets of warm up here, just to make sure that I am using proper technique. But I love this leg press. I really can feel it in my glute and hamstring tie-in, which is wonderful. And but I will have to say, sometimes my back, I try to go down too much and my back kind of takes over, so I gotta find that like happy medium of having my knees bend a little bit more, but not for it to compensate and my back starts taking over. But I'm pretty decent weight here, but I can definitely add weight as the weeks progress. And then last but not least, we do calf raises. Now, we don't have an actual calf raise machine, so I just go back to the squat machine that I use, and I just focus more on getting up on my toes. And this is a perfect example of an exercise where you don't want to do a lot of weight. It's more using more reps. And that is exactly what I do with this exercise. Alright, and since I got home, I had lunch. It was supposed to be fish, veg, and some carbs. Well, I ended up only eating the fish because I was just not hungry. So now I gotta get my steps in. So me and the fam, and little Mikey's in front of us, can go take a little walk. Okay, guys, so multiple hours later, my little man's off to bed, yada, yada, yada. Well, so after the walk, I didn't feel very good. I don't know if it was a combination of the new workout that I did, the new eating kind of routine that I'm doing, or if it was the pre-workout that I drank. This is the Ultra Pump Fuel by Professional Muscular Development. It's supposed to be a pre-workout as well as a muscle recovery for afterwards. It says for the directions to for best results, take Pump Fuel Insanity on an empty stomach. So I don't know if that's maybe why I wasn't feeling very good. But we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. But as I was feeling a little bit better, little man got some pictures taken, and then we basically just chilled out and ate for the rest of the day, rest of the evening, I guess. Now he's in bed, and now I get to kind of do my own type of thing. But you're probably thinking, the last video I did, I was literally excited to basically go on a bike ride all the way down to the parents-in-law. I was like, yes, I know. But I genuinely think that 23 weeks doing just triathlon training is probably going to make me injured or drive me insane or something, especially if I don't know if I'm actually going to do this particular triathlon or not. So I figured I would just take 8 weeks, focus more on strengthening my muscles, losing, a little bit more of my baby weight, because I wonder if that's part of my feet problem. Because like I said, the swimming and the biking is not the problem. It's the running part. And I've been actually running more, started running earlier than the swimming and the biking, and yet I am still having problems. And, I'm kind of getting to the point where running is not as much fun because it's annoying every time you get a blister or you're starting to get a blister type thing. It's really annoying. It's not like, I'm running every single day. I'm literally running like 2 times a week. So I get ample amount of like recovery and stuff with it. So I don't know. But the plan is to do 8 weeks of like strength training. Just do 2 recovery days. So one will be biking, one will be, I guess, well, I'm not doing the swimming part. So one's biking and one's running. The running part is so I can at least keep up with my mom whenever she does her 5K in a couple of weeks time. Because I gotta at least keep up with her, that's it. But I also feel like part of my problem is I expect to do like 100% all out and stuff, when in all reality, I should just do it to have fun. And sometimes I feel like I can't have fun. I can't just have fun. I can't just do it for fun. And that also, sucks the whole point of training as well. So I wish I had a real problem with this right after college, because I ran in college, trying to get back into running. It took a couple of years because it was like I was either had to complete it or I was out. I couldn't just have fun. So anyways, so the plan for the next 8 weeks is doing lower body strength on Monday, which is what I did today. And then Tuesdays is shoulders and arms. And then Wednesday is back and glutes. Friday is lower body, more hypertrophy stuff. So hypertrophy is not working so much on strength, so doing more reps, a little bit less weight. And then Saturday is a full body pump. So we'll do that the goal is to do that for 8 weeks. See how I am doing, and if I can continue to do the triathlon, I will do that. If not, then I'm gonna just continue what I'm doing. Maybe add a swim day in there instead of running or something, and then just, do that. I hope not, because I really would like to do a triathlon at some point. Maybe March is not the time for that, but at some point I do want to do a triathlon. So, yeah, that is basically the end of this little video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. kind of because we're not really ending the triathlon series. We're, I guess, just pumping the brakes on it a little bit for like 8 weeks. So hopefully we can bring it back. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day. Like and subscribe. That would really be helpful. And comment if you have any ideas on good other videos or have questions about what I'm doing. I would really appreciate that. So, y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.